So today's class will be given by His Grace Advaita Chandra Prabhuji. The topic is Glories of Dhanajaya Pandit and Gadadhara Das Thakur. So Prabhuji, I hand over the call to you. Thank you very much.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today we will read from the glories of Srimad Dhanajaya Pandit and Gadadhar Das. Gadadhar Das is actually not Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Das is a different personality who was an associate of Lord Nityananda, other than Gadadhar Pandit, who we will talk about next week, who is in the Panchatattva, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. That Gadadhar is different. He's called Gadadhar Pandit. We will not discuss about him today, but we'll discuss about Gadadhar Das, who is another associate of Lord Nityananda, and we'll talk about Dhananjay Pandit, glories also. And hearing all the glories of these acharyas, we try to understand their mood and try to follow their mood. An example. Oma jnanatimirandhasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurun militam yena tasmai shri guruve namah. Nama om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. So we'll first talk about Gadadhar Das Thakur and then we'll talk about Dhananjay Pandit. Gadadhar Das Thakur, he used to live in Navadvip Dham, but after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left, he moved to Katwa, the place where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas. And then he moved to a village called Endiyadahagram. And there he made his ultimate residence. Gadadhar Das was one of the eternal associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and also Nityananda Prabhu specifically. In fact, Gaura Ganodesh Deepika by Kavi Karnapura, it mentions all the different associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and who they were in Krishna Leela. So Gadadhar Das Thakur, he is considered as the extension of Srimati Radharani's beauty and effulgence. In Gaur Ganodesh Deepika it says, the gopi named Chandra Kanti, who was a vibhuti of Sri Radha, appeared in Gaur Leela as Gadadhar Das, a close associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even though Gadadhar Das was actually one of the associates of Nityananda Prabhu, he was very close Parshad. In fact, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had two groups of associates. One group of associates were Dwadash Gopal, like Abhiram Gopal, Gauridas Pandit, Dhananjaya Pandit, and others. They served Nityananda Prabhu in the mood of Sakhiras, in the mood of friendship. And the second group, they always stayed merged in the mellow of Madhurya. So Gadadhar Das is actually a united form of Chandrakanti Gopi, who is an expansion of Radharani's effulgence, and Purnananda, who is Lord Balaram's girlfriend, Lord Balaram's Gopi. So in this sense, Gadadhar Das was an associate of both Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. In fact, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes Lord Chaitanya as Radha Bhava Dyuti Suvalita, which means one who is characterized by the emotions and bodily luster of Srimati Radharani. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared as with the emotions of Srimati Radharani, but also the effulgence of Srimati Radharani. Radha Bhava, which means emotions of Radharani, Dyuti Suvalita, which means also the bodily luster. So Gadadhar Das is this Dyuti, is this luster, the effulgence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the effulgence of Srimati Radharani. So he actually, Gadadhar Das, he would travel with Lord Nityananda. He was actually an associate of Lord Nityananda in the mood of Madhurya Ras. And he would become so absorbed in Madhurya Prem that he would begin acting and speaking like a Vraja Gopi. He would just walk around with Nityananda Prabhu, and then he would suddenly put a clay pot of Ganges water on his head, and he would call out, anyone wants milk? Anyone wants yogurt? Like that. And he would just be so absorbed in this mood of Madhurya Ras, he would, as Chandrakanti Gopi, that it would come out. In fact, Srila Prabhupada, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he has written about all these associates of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. And about Gadadhar Das, actually Srila Prabhupada has said how to reach each and every devotee's house. And so in Chaitanya Charitamrita he said, Gadadhar Das, about 8 or 10 miles from Calcutta, on the bank of the Ganges, there is a village known as Endiadahagram. Srila Gadadhar Das was known as an inhabitant of this village. After the disappearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gadadhar Das came from Navadvip to Katwa. Thereafter he came to Endiadahagram and resided there. He is stated to be the luster of the body of Srimati Radharani, just as Srila Gadadhar Pandit is an incarnation of Srimati Radharani herself. So there is Gadadhar Pandit, who is the eternal associate of Lord Chaitanya, who is an incarnation of Srimati Radharani. But Gadadhar Das was the incarnation of the bodily luster of Srimati Radharani. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is sometimes explained to be Radha Bhava Dhyuti Suvelita, or characterized by the emotions and bodily luster of Srimati Radharani. Gadadhar Das is this duty or luster. He counts among the associates of both Srila Gaurahari and Nityananda Prabhu. Even though he was an associate of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, he was not amongst the cowherd boys, but was situated in the transcendental mellow of conjugal love. He established a temple of Sri Gaurasundar in Katwa. So, Lord Nityananda Prabhu was empowered by Lord Chaitanya to preach Sankirtan movement in Bengal, because when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Jagannath Puri, he took sannyas, he went to Jagannath Puri. Lord Nityananda Prabhu said, I'll also go with you. And he also stayed in Jagannath Puri with Lord Nityananda, with Lord Chaitanya. And after some time, Lord Chaitanya, he told Lord Nityananda, Nitai, why are you staying here? I want you to go and preach in Bengal. That is why we have appeared, to deliver, to preach. Even though we want to, I will miss your association. I will feel separation from you. But this is what we have come here to do. So please, you go and preach in Bengal, and then you can come once a year during Rath Yatra and we will meet together. So this was very much heartbreaking for Lord Nityananda, but he accepted. Similarly, when we do our Bhakti Vriksha programs, we should understand that the purpose of these Bhakti Vriksha programs is to preach. It's not just a get-together of devotees having a good time, but actually it is about introducing new people. So we should not just be selfish in our Bhakti Vriksha programs and have, just go there anyway, 10, 15 people will come, devotees will come, we'll have good time and that's it. No, we should see how we can introduce new people to this program. And this is also, and this is what Nityananda Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Nityananda Prabhu, you go out and preach, get more and more devotees. And especially in Bengal, which is a very difficult place to preach. And when Lord Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya said, I will give you certain devotees who will assist you. And Gadadhar Das was one of Lord Nityananda's chief assistants. He preached the Sankirtan movement by requesting everyone to chant Hare Krishna. In fact, when Srila Gadadhar Das was on Sankirtan, there was a magistrate who was very much against the Sankirtan movement in Bengal. Because in Jagannath Puri, King Prataparudra was ruling at that time. And the conditions were very favorable for preaching. But in Bengal, it was the rule of the Muslims, of the Mughals. And so they were against the Sankirtan movement, and Lord Nityananda was given this task to preach to the people of Bengal in this environment. This is the mercy of Lord Nityananda. And his associate, Gadadhar Das, he had that spirit of Lord Nityananda. He would go to everyone, village to village, and ask them, please chant the Hare Krishna mantra. That is the purpose of preaching, actually. We give big lectures, and we do big things, but unless people inspired to chant Hare Krishna, that is the success of the program. Are people inspired to take Srila Prabhupada's books? That is the success of the program. Because if they reach Srila Prabhupada's book, Prabhupada will tell them to chant Hare Krishna. So ultimately, our success is decided based on how much they are taking to the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. So Gadadhar Das, he was fearless. He went to the house of Qazi one night and he told him, "My dear Qazi, please chant Hare Krishna." The Qazi replied, Qazi said, "What?" He said, "I am asking you to please chant Hare Krishna." This is like Qazi is someone who is in charge of that place, and if he wanted, he could have arrested Gadadhar Das. Imagine we go here in the courthouse of a judge, and then we go in and ask him, "Chant Hare Krishna," just out of the blue. No introduction, no nothing. We just go there, chant Hare Krishna. And this judge would probably get us arrested. But Gadadhar Das, he was fearful. In the night, he not just went to the courthouse, he actually went to the house of the Qazi. When the Qazi was sleeping, he woke him up and he said, "Chant Hare Krishna." And the Qazi was like in a dizzy condition. He said, "It's so late in the night now, I'll chant Hare Krishna, I'll chant tomorrow." So then Gadadhar Das said, "What will you chant tomorrow?" He said, "I'll chant Hare Krishna tomorrow." "Hari Bol, you chanted Hare Krishna just now." And Gadadhar Das, Prabhu, he began to dance right there. "You chanted Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, Hari Bol." And the Qazi was surprised, what's going on? So this is the mood of the devotees. This is the mood of Gadadhar Das, that he just wants to see people chant Hare Krishna, because that Hare Krishna Mahamantra, once chanting, will save them from the greatest fear. Neha vikramanashosti pratyavahana vidyate swalpamapi asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. That this Hare Krishna mantra, once we chant, it never goes waste. It will save us from the greatest type of fear. And Prabhupada says that greatest fear is that we will go to the animal form of life again. That is the greatest form of fear. So someone who chants Hare Krishna once, at least human form of life is guaranteed. And then if we do more service, we are guaranteed a human form of life where there will be opportunity for devotional service. So we should very sincerely chant the Hare Krishna mantra. And the greatest pleasure of the devotees is to see others chanting Hare Krishna. That is also very important. So Srila Gadadhar Das, he was like a Avadhut, like Nityananda Prabhu. As we discussed one time, he started behaving like a gopi and selling yogurt, and Srila Nityananda Prabhu noted this. Another time, when he was absorbed in the ecstasy of the gopis, he carried a jug and he said as if he's selling milk, one time as a yogurt, one time as milk. And then one time when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going to Vrindavan, in the middle he appeared in the house of Raghava Pandit. And Gadadhar Das went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so happy to see Gadadhar Das that he put his foot on the head of Gadadhar Das. So even now, Gadadhara Das Prabhu, his tomb is there in the village of Andiyadaha, and we can even go there and see. It is near Burdwan district, near Katwa. And there is a temple of Gaur Nityananda deities and Radha Krishna deities. So these are the glories of Gadadhar Das, and by the grace of Gadadhar Das and the holy name of Krishna, this Qazi, he took shelter of the holy feet of Gadadhar Das. And in this way he delivered several sinners and non-believers and Yavanas with the holy name of Krishna. Srila Gadadhara Das Thakur Prabhu ki jai. We will also, so with these examples of these devotees, we see how they are so much dependent on God. How so much they are dependent on Krishna, on the holy name of Krishna. And they are just carefree. Whatever happens will be for the best. One time there was a farmer. He had a horse, and everyone was saying, this horse was very beautiful. And everyone in the village started saying, oh, you are so fortunate, you have a horse, wonderful. Then one day this horse ran away. So people came to him and said, oh, we are so sorry to hear that, so unfortunate. And this farmer said, well, whatever happens, happens for the good. And then after some time, the horse came back, and the horse came back with several more horses. And everyone came in the village and said, wow, you have such a nice horse, he brought more horses, you're so fortunate. And the person said, whatever happens, it happens for the good. Then one day the son was riding the horse, and the horse became enthusiastic and he fell from the horse, the son, and he broke his leg. So everyone came to him and said, oh, your son broke your leg because of the horse, so unfortunate. And the farmer said, whatever happens, happens for the good. And then the army of soldiers came to the village to recruit people for the war. There was a war that broke out, and the king said, whoever is below the age of 25 should participate in the war. So they came and they took all the villagers' sons who were below the age of 25, and they were going to take this son of the farmer, but they saw that he has broken his leg, so they did not take him. And then everyone came to him and said, you're so fortunate, your son broke his leg, so he was exempted. And so the farmer was cool, okay, whatever happens, it happens for the good. So in this way, we should not bother much about the things which are happening. We should depend on Krishna. Because in a devotee's life, as long as we are in the association of devotees and we are chanting Hare Krishna, whatever is happening for the best. We should not think, if I did this, this would have happened. If I would have done that, that would have happened, and waste time in doing that. Whatever is the situation right now is the best situation that I am supposed to be in. Given my journey, this is the best place in my journey that I am in. There is something that I have to learn. There is something I have to be grateful for. And let's focus on the good things that we have in our life. rather than the things that we don't have, rather than the things that we could have had, that rather than the things that we should have had, that rather than the things that we deserve and we do not have. Focus on the things that we have, because in either case, it's just about what story we tell ourselves in our mind. There was once a frog, and these frog had some associates, and these 3-4 frogs were walking, and they fell inside a well. One of the frogs was actually blind, and one of the frogs fell inside the well, and all the other frogs, they were looking at him. And this little frog who fell inside the well, he tried to jump out of the well, and he could not jump out. And the other frogs who were outside the well, they were feeling very sad for him. But this little frog inside, he was jumping, and then, so after a lot of struggle, the frogs who were outside the well, they said, they started telling the little frog inside the well that please stop jumping. There's no use. You're not going to come out of the well. Please stop. But this frog, he was continuing to jump. And these other frogs from outside the well, they were saying, please stop, don't jump, stay where you are. Conserve your energy. As much you're going to die there inside the well. At least if you conserve your energy, you will stay there for longer. But if you keep jumping, you'll give up your energy and you'll die sooner. Ultimately, you have to die in this well. But if you stop jumping, you'll die. You'll have some more energy left. Don't jump. But this frog inside the well, he was keeping on jumping. And one time he jumped so high, he came out of the well. And these other frogs were shocked. How did this happen? We thought this frog will just die in the well. And they all said, how did you do this? How did you jump so high? And this frog, he started saying, meaning he was actually hearing impaired. He was deaf. This frog was completely deaf. And which means this frog who was deaf, he could not hear them. When they were saying, stay inside the well, don't jump. He actually thought that he could only see them making some desperate actions. He could not hear their words. And so he thought they are actually encouraging him to jump. And because that's what he thought, he said, my friends are encouraging me to jump. So he jumped higher and higher. And then he came up. But if he was not deaf and he would have heard what they are actually trying to tell him, he would have been discouraged and he would have not come out of the well. What is the lesson we learn from this story? We understand that all of us, irrespective of what is going outside our life, we all tell ourselves, within our mind, we tell ourselves a story. In that story, most of the times, we are the victim. In that story, we always try to be the person, bechara, there is always a violin going, the background music. We always think that, the whole world is against me, and I'm such a nice person, such innocent person, and everyone is trying to put me down, so bad, like that. We tell this story to ourselves. I did so nice things, why these people are so bad to me, even though actually we may have hurt so many other people without our knowledge. But still, we try to save ourselves and protect ourselves in the story that we tell within us. So all we have to do, Krishna consciousness, is about changing the story that we tell within our mind, changing the story that we tell ourselves. It's not about what story we tell others about ourselves. It's about what story we tell to ourselves about ourselves. Are we telling the story that I'm the victim, or are we telling the story, okay, this is what I learned? Just like that little frog, he told himself the story that these friends of mine are actually encouraging me. His perception was different. Similarly, Krishna consciousness gives us a different perspective. That perspective is, what story should we tell ourselves? And that story that we tell ourselves should be that I am the eternal servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord, and whatever He's doing is for the best of my situation. If someone is telling bad to me, what is it that I can learn from here? We should not feel discouraged, but we will feel encouraged depending on how we interpret what others are telling us. And if we always interpret it in a Krishna conscious way, then if we always interpret it in Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahishnuna, Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari, if we always interpret it as this is a message coming from Krishna directly to me, because that's a fact. All other stories are just mental stories. The real story is Krishna is actually giving us messages to come back home, back to Godhead. He's teaching us every moment with all the reversals, with all the good things that are happening, everything. And every time we should be receptive to that message. That is the story we need to tell ourselves, and that's when we will be able to get out of this well of the material world. So we will hear about another such great personality who told himself the story of, kept telling himself how we are the eternal servant of the servant of Krishna. His name was Dhanajaya Pandit. There is not much known about him, but he had all the symptoms of a great personality. He was very, very dear to Nityananda Prabhu's heart. He was also one of the associates of Nityananda Prabhu who would assist him in his preaching. And Dhanajaya Pandit, his birthplace was in Shitalagram. This is, if we go to Calcutta, from Calcutta, if we take a train, there is a railway station called Burdwan. Burdwan is a very famous railway station, and in Katwa, if you go to Burdwan to Katwa, in between Burdwan to Katwa, there is a railway station called Kaichara. And from there, we can go about a mile to reach Shitalagram. This is the place of Dhanajaya Pandit. There is a temple. This temple was just a thatched house with walls made up of mud. But some time ago, the zamindars, the maliks, they constructed a big house for the purpose of a temple. And but then, for the last 65 years or so, or more, the temple has been broken down and abandoned. But the foundation of the old temple is still visible. There's a Tulsi pillar there. And every year during the month of January, the disappearance day of Dhanajaya Pandit is observed. It is said that Dhanajaya Pandit was for some time in a Sankirtan party under the direction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he went to Vrindavan. He was in Bengal. Then under the instruction of Lord Chaitanya, he went to Vrindavan. And before he went to Vrindavan, he lived in a village called Shanchada Panchada, which is also known as Dhananjaya Pata, which means the place of Dhananjaya. Then after some time he left the responsibility for worship with a disciple of those deities and went back to Vrindavan. From Vrindavan, when he came back to Shitalagram, he established a deity of Gaurasundar in the temple. And the descendants of Dhananjaya Pandit still look after the temple worship there. Dhananjaya Pandit was in Navadvip when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his Sankirtan pastimes. After he returned to Bengal from Vrindavan, he established a deity which had in the village of Jalandigram, and deities of that temple are Sri Sri Gopinath, Sri Sri Nitai Gaura, and a Shaligram Shila, who is Damodar Shila, Sri Sri Damodar. Dhananjaya Pandit had a brother named Sanjaya. His son was Sri Ram Kanai Thakur. And some people say that Sanjay Pandit was the disciple of Dhananjaya Pandit. But Dhananjaya Pandit had a disciple named Sri Jiva Krishna, who established a deity of Sri Shama Sundara. His Dhananjaya Pandit's Samadhi Mandir is found in Shitalagram. And Dhananjaya Pandit passed away in the month of Kartik into the eternal pastimes of the Lord. So this is all that is known about Sri Dhananjaya Pandit, but we wanted to glorify all the associates of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, so we are discussing about him. So we'll end here. If you have any questions or comments, we'll take it.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the wonderful. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. So, Prabhuji, you mentioned about Samsara Panchaya, something like that, for the village he established. What is the speciality of that village?
That's where Dhananjaya Pandit, before going to Vrindavan, he lived in that village, Sanchada Panchada.
Samsara Panchaya.
And it's also known as, since Dhananjaya Pandit stayed there, it's known as Dhananjaya Pata, which means the place of Dhananjaya.
Okay. So one more question I had was about Gadadhara Das Thakur. There are two groups of associates. One is in Madhurya Rasa and one is in Sakhya Rasa. In which group Gadadhara Das Thakur was?
Madhurya Rasa.
Madhurya Rasa. Okay, thank you.
And Dhananjaya Pandit was in Sakhya Rasa.
Okay. Dhananjaya Pandit in Sakhya Rasa. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. What is the name of the book that you referred, where the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are all clearly described?
Gaura Ganodesh Deepika.
Gaura?
Ganodesha, Ganodesa.
Ganodesha Deepika.
Yeah. This is written by Kavi Karnapura, and there he describes all the associates of the Lord and what they were in Krishna Lila.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for very, very wonderful class. And I especially like that analogy of frog jumping in the well, how we should look the situation not from our perspective, from Krishna's perspective. So that was very nice. Prabhuji, I have one question. That this Kaji, he was the same Kaji who was like came when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took that procession towards that Chand Kazi, or this Kazi was different?
This Kazi was different. Every district has a different Kazi. So this Kazi was in a different district and Chand Kazi was in Navadvip.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Our Glories, Krishna Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Very inspiring class. Especially I also like the story of frog. Prabhuji, today is Lalita Sashti. I don't know if you have anything to share in your mind. It would be very nice.
Yeah, thank you for reminding that. Lalita Sakhi is actually, she's 27 days older than Srimati Radharani. And she appeared in a place called Uchagaon. And I remember when I used to go, when I was little and in school, and we used to go for summer vacation to my grandfather's house in Delhi. He used to tell us that let me take you to Gaon. And I didn't know what Gaon he's talking about, but he was talking about our ancestral village from where my grandfather was born in. And my grandfather was born in Uchagaon, the village of Lalita Sakhi. And he used to say that, let me take you there. And I would say, I'm from Bombay and from the city. I don't want to go to village. But later when I came to Krishna consciousness, I realized, wow, he was actually talking about Uchagaon, Lalita Sakhi's village. And then later I asked him to take us there. So Lalita Devi is from a place near Barsana called Uchagaon. And she's 27 days older than Srimati Radharani. In fact, Lalita Sakhi is also known as Anuradha. Anuradha means one who, like an elder sister of Radha. And Anuradha means one who Radha follows. So she's like the elder sister of Radharani. And not in like, she's not the daughter of Rishabhanu or anything, but that's how their relationship in the rasa is. It's said that her mother's name is Sharadi and father is Vishuka. Husband's name is Bhairava. And Lalita Sakhi, her main service is to always arrange for the meeting of Shri Shri Radha Madhava. Radharani and Krishna, how they will meet, where they will meet, what is the best place where no one can see them, what is the best place where they can enjoy in a very peaceful environment. All of that, and she is always making sure no one is coming. That is the service of Lalita Sakhi. Her dress also resembles like a cluster of peacock feathers. She always wears dresses, peacock dresses she likes. And her service is to make them meet, but her another service is to soothe the separation felt by them after they have engaged in their rasa called Prema Kalaha. Prem Kalaha means loving quarrel. When they have Radha and Krishna, they have a loving quarrel and they go away from each other, then she soothes their separation. And but when they come together, she makes beds for them, umbrellas, groves like kunja for them, entirely of flower beds, flower umbrellas, flower groves for Shri Shri Radha Krishna. Lalita Vishakhadi Jata Sakhi Brinda Agyaya Koribo Seva Charanaravinda. In this famous thing, Radha Krishna Pranamora, he says how Lalita and Vishakha, we want to assist them. That is the mood of our acharyas, to be the servant of the servant of the servant of the gopis. Lalita Sakhi, she does Tambula Seva, she gives Tambula to the Lord. She also has her own grove or kunja. It's called Lalita Nanda Kunja. She has her own group of Sakhis who help her in all these different services and assist her. And she is one of the 8 prominent Sakhis. Lalita, Vishakha, Indulekha, Rangadevi, Sudevi, Suchitra, Champakalata. These are all the 8 Sakhis that are there, and Lalita is one of the 2 famous ones. And Lalita Sakhi's gopis, that she has her gopis like Ratna Prabha, Ratikala, Subhadra, Bhadra Lekha, all of these, Dhanishta Gopi, they are very, very loyal to Lalita Sakhi. In fact, they will not do anything without Lalita Devi's permission. They'll never go near Krishna, even if he calls them. They will never go near Krishna. They will never look at him. They will also not go to Radharani without Lalita Devi's permission. And they just stay in that Lalitananda Kunja, and their only purpose is to assist Lalita Devi. This is how we should learn to assist Srila Prabhupada. Even though there may be others who may be calling, we should first take permission of Srila Prabhupada and our spiritual master, and then do the service. That is a very important lesson that we learn from Lalita Sakhi. So yeah, this is a little bit about Lalita Devi. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji, for telling us about Lalita Sakhi. So this, there's one small request. If you could sing that Lalita Ashtakam.
Yes, Prabhu, please.
Yeah, Prabhuji, please. That would be very nice.
Actually, I'm having some flu, because of which my voice is gone. So I'm not sure if someone else has Lalita Ashtakam.
So it is in the group. Actually, Kamalochan Prabhuji had the Lalita Ashtakam.
No, I have the Lalita Ashtakam. But I'm saying I'm not sure if I can sing that. But if one of you wants to sing, we can do that.
It's okay, Prabhuji, if your health is not good, so it's okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. May I still ask a question?
Sure, please.
Yeah, there's just a couple of technicalities. One is, can you spell for me the birthplace of Lalita Sakhi?
Uncha Gaon. You can say Uncha
U-N-C-H-A.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. G-A-O.
Oh.
Uncha means high. Uncha in Hindi means high.
High.
So, yeah, so Uncha Gaon is like the high place. I don't know what that means, but it's a high place. Uncha Gaon.
Okay. Also, you said that she was born 27 days before Radha. But, so, did you say that she is also known as Anuradha, one who follows?
Yes.
So,
the one whom Radha follows.
One whom Radha follows. Okay.
Right.
And
she's
then,
like the elder sister.
Okay. Also, I don't know, I'm just taking things too literally, but, Radharani's birthday is in a couple of days. Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to figure out how, is it just in the spiritual world that she comes 27 days before? Not here on earth? Because her appearance... Uh-huh.
That we celebrate based on the tithis, but if you see according to the the lunar calendar, we'll see that the difference when she actually appeared there is 27 days. But when we do it, convert it into the solar calendar, then the number of days keep changing every time. Like Radhashtami, Radhashtami and Janmashtami. If you see, according to the tithi, they'll always be the same number of days apart. But they will come, according to solar calendar, sometime they'll come in September, sometimes it'll come in August. So if you see from on the day that she came there, depending on which calendar we are referring to.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, these things are a little bit beyond over my head, but okay. Thank you for the explanation.
Okay.
One last thing was
yes.
When you were describing her services to Radha and Krishna, especially the part about arranging for their meetings, it sounded like her service kind of overlapped with Vrinda Devi's, So I was wondering if that's true that they overlap, or is there more of a distinction between her service and Vrinda Devi's service?
Her service, yes. Her service in Vrinda Devi is the manager of the pastimes, and the overall manager of all the pastimes is Vrinda Devi, but Lalita Sakhi is, collaborates with her to perform all these different kinds of services.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. It's like there is a team of Vrinda Devi, and then there is a team of Lalita Sakhi also.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, Vrinda Devi also has these different service, but Vrinda Devi's main service is to arrange for the pastimes of the Lord. That is not Lalita Sakhi's main service. Lalita Sakhi is like more intimate than Vrinda Devi. Vrinda Devi is not intimately like when Radha and Krishna quarrel, or when Radha and Krishna, especially taking care of the intimate things of Radharani, arranging all those things. That is not something which Vrinda Devi takes care of. Vrinda Devi takes care of the overall arrangements.
Yes.
But she does not go close to Radharani. Just before, she does not go so close. She's like busy managing she's like the what you call the wedding planner. But then there are many others who are like who are friends of the bride, and just because there is a wedding planner does not mean the friends of the bride don't do anything. In fact, as part of the wedding planning, the wedding planner said, okay, you're the friend of the bride, you do this, and you take care of the bride. I'll take care of the rest of the arrangements around. So like that.
That's Vrinda Devi.
Yeah, Vrinda Devi is like the wedding planner.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And Lalita Sakhi is the one who takes care of, just her focus is mostly Srimati Radharani, and it's like she's intimate with Radha and Krishna. The wedding planner is more like official, takes care, but she does not know the special taste of Radha and Krishna in that moment, and all of that. That they reveal to Lalita, Vishakha, and all the other gopis which Radharani is more intimate with.
Oh, that's wonderful clarification. And just to repeat what you said earlier, you said that something about Lalita does not go close to Krishna. What was that again?
No, Lalita has a group of gopis. Lalita herself has 8 gopis who are Lalita's assistants in assisting Sri Radha Madhava. And these assistants, they do not do anything without Lalita Devi's permission. Even if Krishna calls them, they don't go to him without Lalita's permission. They don't even look at Krishna without Lalita's permission. They don't even go to Radharani without Lalita Devi's permission. So this is about her group of gopis, Sakhis, Ratna Prabha, Ratikala, Subhadra, Bhadralekha, Dhanishta, Kalakini, Kalahamsi, Sumukhi Gopi, like that.
Yes, it's interesting that that despite that, yet they do have relationship with and to be a gopi means you have to have a very intimate relationship with Radha and Krishna, yet there's this also.
Yeah, the relation, this is how they express their love. Love is not just expressed, or intimacy is not just expressed by,
proximity,
being physically, like we have, they have love, but they express that love in this way of assisting. It doesn't mean that they don't like Krishna, they don't love Krishna. They love Krishna, but they know that Krishna will be pleased by their service if they please Lalita Sakhi. They express their love by showing their loyalty to Lalita Devi, and that's by following that etiquette, they express their love in that way. They are not like selfish. That, Lalita Devi gets to go near Krishna, Radha and Krishna, but then I have to take permission of Lalita Devi. And so they don't have this kind of a envious nature or anything. They are happy. Lalita Devi serving, they are happy assisting. They'll do some service. Maybe they'll make some tambula and give to Lalita Devi. And Lalita Devi is the one who gives to Radha and Krishna. But they are happy that their service went to Radha and Krishna through Lalita Devi. They want to put Lalita Devi in the front, and Lalita Devi sometimes asks them, you go to Radha and Krishna and do it. So Lalita Devi is also not someone who's like, okay, you have to, that only I can do. No, she also encourages them to go towards Krishna. So they do have intimate relations with Krishna, but with Lalita Devi's permission. And that's the etiquette that they follow. That way there is no enviousness that why is this person getting more attention than me? And Lalita Devi doesn't think, why should I have, these are my assistants. Why should I ask? They should always be my assistants and they should not associate with Radha and Krishna. No, Lalita Devi also says, you also go. So there is a mutual mood of encouragement, but they understand their position as an etiquette, that they are assistants of Lalita Devi. And that's their identity. That's their eternal identity. And they're very happy in that. And that's how we are Gopi Bhartur Das 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 Anudas. The position in the material world, when we try to understand these pastimes from a material point of view, we feel, oh, why is this devotee, if suppose in our temple, some devotee is always close to Maharajas or Guru or someone, and we have to go through that devotee only to reach some Maharaj. We start feeling, the whole community starts feeling little bit against that devotee. Why do we have to go through him only? Why do we have to go through this person only? Why can't I go directly to Guru? Now, there are so many other reasons, so many things like that. But this kind of mentality is because we want to be the center of attention. We want to be the Lord of all we serving. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, our original eternal position is Gopi Bhartur Pad Kamalayor Das 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 Anudas. We should be the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord of the Gopis. Which means we have to be the servant of the Gopis to reach the Lord. Servant of the servant of the servant. So our position is, from Lalita Sakhi's perspective, from Krishna's perspective, is not just servant of Lalita Sakhi. Even each of the assistants of Lalita Sakhi have their own group. And then they have their own group. And then in this way, there are servant of the servant of the servant. Someone does some service, it goes through all these other gopis and to Lalita Sakhi and then to Radharani, who then offers to Krishna. And all devotees are very happy seeing that Krishna is so happy with the service that I did. They don't think, oh, does Krishna know that I did this? Who is getting the credit? That's where the problem comes. As soon as we start thinking, who gets the credit? That is the definition of politics. Politics just means who's going to get the credit. But if we take that thing away out of our consciousness and just do it to see whoever did it, let me do my part to make sure that Krishna is happy. And this is the thing with Krishna. He knows he's the Paramatma in everyone's heart, and he knows each and every activity that we have done. No one may have seen, but Krishna always sees. And we must have that faith. And Krishna is more pleased by those who want to remain in the background and serve him than those who want to come and have the consciousness of taking credit. Of course, even Lalita Sakhi, she directly serves, but she doesn't have the consciousness that she wants the credit. That's her position, that's her service. She'll do it as a service. Her service is to directly be in association of Radha Krishna. She'll do that as a service, not with the consciousness that I want the credit. And therefore she sometimes encourages others also to go near Krishna. But we have to choose whether we want credit or we want Krishna. We can't get both. If our focus is on credit, we are actually losing Krishna. We can please Krishna only when we get rid of this mentality.
So even though Krishna as Paramatma is aware that our position is servant of the servant of the servant, this Das Anudas person, he's not concerned that, okay, well, my service is going to the servant of the servant of the servant. My even though, let's say I'm way down on the chain, right? Even though I'm way down on the chain, I know that Krishna as Paramatma is aware of what I'm doing, but the pure devotee, even though he knows that Krishna as Paramatma is aware of what he's doing, he's not concerned that Krishna is aware. Is that correct? He doesn't. It doesn't. I don't know how much it matters to him that even though he's way down on the chain, that Krishna is nevertheless as Paramatma aware of his service.
He doesn't care about it because he knows for a fact that Krishna is aware.
Well, no, but that's my point, though. He does he really care that Krishna be aware?
Yeah, I mean that's the loving reciprocation. His main concern, he's aware that Krishna is, he's concerned that Krishna be aware, but that concern is very, very minuscule as compared to Krishna being pleased, Krishna being happy. A devotee is actually more happy seeing Krishna being happy by others getting the mercy. The mood in the spiritual world is a devotee is more happy seeing others getting Krishna's mercy rather than I getting Krishna's mercy. So every devotee has a unique relationship with Krishna, which cannot be changed and which cannot be taken away from that person. When a pure devotee has realized, this is my eternal relationship with Krishna, no one can change it, immediately he becomes secure in that relationship as the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. So, yes, he's concerned that Krishna be aware, and he knows that Krishna is aware, whether I do in front of him or I do when he's engaged with someone else. Still, Krishna is aware at all times about the service that I'm performing. But still, that and he derives pleasure in that, but that is very minuscule as compared to the happiness that he feels that how Krishna is being pleased by others. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's really not, because that is the definition of humility. Humility is to not think much about ourselves, either as good or as bad, but focus on others, focus on Krishna and focus on others. And he is more pleased seeing how others are so nicely pleasing Krishna, rather than, did Krishna like what I prepared more, or did Krishna like what this other devotee prepared more? Mm-hmm. When we get this consciousness that I pray that Krishna likes what that other devotee prepared more, I pray for her or him that Krishna be pleased with her more than me, then I will be very happy. When we have that consciousness, then we are free from envy. But if there is this thing of a competition, in terms of, there is competition, but the competition is, this devotee has pleased Krishna so much, I'm so happy with this devotee, I will try to also follow that example. That is inspiration, which is different from envy. Envy is how come that person did better than me? I want to defeat that person. But ultimately we have to learn to be happy seeing others getting Krishna's mercy, and the secret is, if we just be happy seeing others getting Krishna's mercy, we will get that same mercy. That is the secret, which many people don't know. When someone is being glorified, or someone is getting some special mercy, others around him or her have that same opportunity to get that same mercy, depending on how they react to this devotee getting mercy. If we think within our mind, oh, this devotee, why is he getting so much mercy? I know actually what he or she does. They're not that great. I don't think they should be getting, they don't deserve it. I do so many things. No one tells me anything about it. But these people, I don't know. I don't care. If we have this kind of a mood, we just lost an opportunity to get that same mercy that devotee had gotten.
But how to cultivate that mood in a way so that it's not artificial, so that, in other words, so that we're not just saying it with our lips, that I want that devotee to get the mercy, more than me. How to come to that stage? How to genuinely feel like that? How to genuinely come to that mood?
Well, in order to, when one devotee asked Prabhupada, I'm not feeling enthusiastic in kirtan. What can I do? I just see so many of these other devotees, they're jumping, dancing, but I don't feel enthusiastic. What do I do? Prabhupada told him, act enthusiastic. If you act enthusiastic as an expression of your prayer to Krishna, that Krishna, I'm not feeling enthusiastic, please give me real enthusiasm, look, I'm trying. Then Krishna will be pleased and he'll give us real enthusiasm. Now some may say, well, that is hypocrisy. But it's hypocrisy if we are trying to act enthusiastic to show others. But if we are trying to act enthusiastic as an expression of our prayer to Krishna, to show Krishna, not to show others, but to show Krishna that I'm praying, I'm not feeling enthusiastic, but I'm trying to be enthusiastic. Please help me to give real enthusiasm. Then Krishna eventually will give real enthusiasm. So similarly with this, if we start by acting as if we are happy with that other devotee, even though we may be feeling some envy, and we accept it in our mind that I'm feeling envious, Krishna, look, I'm feeling these feelings or whatever, but I want to be happy genuinely. I want to cultivate this mood. And then we at least act on that platform, defying our mind, defying whatever our mind is saying. When our mind is, when someone's mind is full of envy, it's so difficult to go and even artificially glorify someone. Even to do that requires a lot of courage. So at least start from there. And when we do that, slowly, Krishna will give that real mood. If we do that with a mood of prayer, like, Krishna, I just can't do this. I know this devotee doesn't deserve this mercy. I don't know why you're giving this mercy to this person, but I want to be happy for this person. And I'm not. That's a fact. I'm not being happy, but I want to be, so I will act that I'm happy for this person. Please give me real, love for this person. Then we are in our relationship with Krishna, we are very upfront, and Krishna knows exactly why we are acting. That's not hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is when we really don't want to be happy for that other person, and we are showing that we are happy. But if we want to be happy for that other person, but we are not happy, but we are trying to be happy so that Krishna can give that real happiness for the other person, that and that's something which we have to try for ourselves too. It's not like by chanting Hare Krishna automatically this will come. We have to demonstrate to Krishna that we want this. Krishna can give us right this moment these pure devotional service. He's just waiting for us to demonstrate to him that we really, really want it. And then when we tell him we really want it, he will test us. Oh, really? Okay, let me test you whether you really want it, or are you just saying that you want it? And then he'll give some tests. And if we pass those tests, then he'll be convinced, oh yeah, you really want it. And that may take sometimes, a moment or sometimes some lifetimes to convince Krishna that we really want pure devotional service. But once he's convinced that you really want it, he will give it freely. It's all this chanting that we are doing, associating with devotees, and our spiritual sadhana is all just trying to convince Krishna that we really want pure devotional service. But anyway, in short, the answer is act on that platform. It's okay. But act with a prayer that I really want the real thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in this country we have that saying, fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
fake it in the proper
consciousness.
Fake it in the proper consciousness is more important. If we show others, then that, Yeah,
sure. You used this the last thing. That was very beautiful answers to everything. Thank you so much. I just the vocabulary word, Gopi Varta. I think you said so. Varta means what?
No, Gopi Bhartur, Bhartur. Gopi Bhartur. B as in Balaram.
Yeah.
Bhartur.
Bhartur. Means?
Gopi Bhartur Pada Kamalayor Das Anudas. Gopi Bhartur means the maintainer of the gopis.
Oh. Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you. All right. Any other questions or comments?
Give some of the details you spoke about these gopis and where do you get that kind of information, Prabhuji?
Well, you can get from some details from Madhurya Kadambini. In some details, there is Mahanidhi Maharaj has written several books. So from there you can actually get Krishna Kaumodika.
Okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Advaita Prabhu, Koti Dandas Pranam to say. Today we take us in the Vrindavan and explain all the Ashtasakis. And Prabhuji, you explained such a nice example that we have to become deaf when Mataji is not devotee and Prabhuji is devotee, and Prabhuji is not devotee and Mataji is in devotee. It is very difficult, not difficult, but toughest time for that Mataji or that Prabhuji. And that time we have to become deaf and our goal is to serve Srila Prabhupada, Gurudev. And you explain about Ucha Gaon. Prabhuji, one question that is it all the Sakhis staying in nearby Sridham Vrindavan Dham?
Yeah, like Ucha Gaon is near Barsana. It's on the top of a hill.
Yeah.
That's
yes,
why
Prabhu,
it's called Ucha Gaon.
But other one, Seven Astasakhi is nearby Sridham Vrindavan Dham.
Yes, nearby only. They all in the 84 kroshas. When you do the 84 course parikrama, you can see the birthplace of all the 8 Sakhis.
And Prabhuji, the potency is same when you visit that?
Yeah, the potency of their birthplace is very much the same. There is no difference between them and their birthplace. It has the same potency. When we go for the different Braj Mandal Parikrama, there we go to different places of the gopis.
Hari Bol Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If nobody has any questions, we can end the call here by saying our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhu patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo.
Ananta Koti Vishnu ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Guru Maharaj ki jai. Advaita Chandra Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji.